Shalom, family. Good to see you. We're going to go over canines and how they are heavily used on the Black community. Now, we know canines have been used on us since chattel slavery, and nothing has ever stopped. In fact, they are stepping it up. And in many cases, Black men specifically have been bitten up by canines and then come to find out there was never a crime committed. In fact, I did a story about a week ago on that where a Black man was, a cop was dealing with him and he automatically brought the canine over. And the dog proceeded to bite him up. And this man committed no crime. So they have always weaponized the dog against the Black community. They have never stopped doing that. But that was not the intent for the dog. Now, it wasn't chattel slavery. They didn't care if you did something or not. They used those dogs on you. But technically, dogs are supposed to be used for felons. So if the cops are chasing down a felon, yes, it's okay for them at that point to use a dog to help apprehend somebody that is viewed as a danger. But hey, we're viewed as a danger even when we're minding our own business and not doing a thing. We are still viewed as a danger. So yes, they have weaponized these dogs against us and have left a trail of trauma because of it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get into this story. Let's see here. Okay. Grab my water. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Please give me a 1. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, canines have been used against Black people, specifically our men. Our men has really endured this more than anyone else. So the hunted, which is of course us. Police canines are meant to stop dangerous felons. They're more often unleashed on Black people accused of stealing. So no, you're not going after somebody that have killed multiple people. You notice they don't come whipping out the canine after a mass shooting to sick on the mass murderer. You notice they never seem to find the canine for that. But if a Black man is suspected of stealing, here comes the canine. Here comes the canine. I mean, I ain't seen not one mass shooter in this country. I never seen them use one canine after they done killed several people. I just find that amazing. But somebody they suspected of stealing, they bring the canine. Boy, if these people do one thing right, it would be shocking. But it's just proof, y'all, that they just want to go after Black men. That is really their intended target for these canines. And if they could only use them on Black men only, they would. They wouldn't have an issue with doing that. Okay, so you see this chart. This is the main thing I really wanted you to see in this article. Black people are more likely than anyone else to be bitten by police dogs. And these percentages that I'm about to show you come out of Florida. So you can imagine how bad it is somewhere else. I hope you can all see this. I tried to blow it up some. Okay. Black people are far more likely than anyone else to be bitten by police dogs. So when you look at Broward County, according to the sheriff's department, they've had a total of 34 bites by canines. And just look at the percentage of Black people. So they primarily use their dogs on Black people in Broward County. And remember, these aren't even felonies that they're bringing these dogs out on a Black man. Some, remember, keep this in mind, because I did a story last week where a man was bitten all over the place and he was not guilty of any crime. Coral Springs, 11 bites from canine, 82% were Black. Fort Lauderdale, canines, 20 bites, 90% Black. Hollywood, 24 bites from canines, 71% of those bites were on Black people. Miramar, 6 bites, 100% Black. 100% of the time the dogs were used on Black people and they were the ones bitten. Okay, Pembroke Pine, 2 bites, 100% Black. So 100% of the people that the canines bit were Black. So that right there is telling you, ladies and gentlemen, these dogs that they're training as canines are primarily in this country for Black people. So tell me again, what's different between now when them, with them using dogs on Black people and chattel slavery? Wasn't it primarily Black people back then? Okay, then nothing changed. See, these folks don't change. And this is proof right here. This is proof right here, what you're looking at. Inequalities in policing face renewed scrutiny following the videotaped murder of George Floyd. And, we all know about George Floyd. So let's get to the canine practices. That's what I want to get to. But in Broward, law enforcement leaders defend their canine practices and point to complex societal factors to explain the overrepresentation of Black people in the canine bite files. Advocates say those factors are precisely why police should stop unleashing canines on people. Most often, people of color suspected of non-violent property crimes. They have no business pulling canines out on non-violent crimes, but they are doing this on Black people. The problem is compounded by a lack of transparency, and I wish they would stop using that word. Every time they get caught at something, we always hear the word transparency. Police departments, sheriff's departments, FBI, none of you are transparent. You have never been transparent and you never will be transparent. And I wish they would stop using that word because they are just straight up lying. Okay, if they were so transparent, how come none of you knew about this type of story and looked at the actual statistics and you knew this? You don't know this because it's not transparent unless somebody shows it to you. Okay? That's not transparency. And I'm sick of them using that word. Okay. 3 of the 6 agencies examined by the Sun Sentinel, Fort Lauderdale, Miramar, and Pembroke Pine don't track their canine use by race. Yeah, because that's a good way to hide it. Okay, you don't even statistically log anything, then you can deny that it's happening, right? Okay, not all canine officers in Broward wear body cameras, and some of those who do turned them off or often activated them without consequence. So, in other words, y'all, whenever they unleashed a canine on a black man, all of a sudden the body camera gets switched off. Okay? And there's no consequences for them doing that. It's amazing how the body camera always switched off just before they're about to do something. Don't you find that amazing and consistent? All right. So they are turning off the body cameras before they use these canines, and there's no consequences at all. That happened 3 times with the Fort Lauderdale police officers the Sun Sentinel found. Police said race played no role in who gets chased, and that only suspects who get bitten are those who don't obey police orders. That is not a reason to sick a dog on somebody. That's not a reason. So let's say you committed a non-violent crime. The cop came out, he told you to do certain things, you didn't do it. That to me does not warrant a dog to be sicked on you and bite you all up all over your body. Then you find another way to do your job. If you got somebody that's not complying, you find another way to do your job. You don't sick no damn dog on them because they didn't do like you said. If that's the case, y'all need to put them dogs on your own people. How many times, I can't tell you how many times I watched a video and their own people don't even follow their commands. They should really, why don't you turn them dogs on Karen? Okay, that's who you need to turn your dogs on. So anyway, that's why they're justifying turning the dog, because, you know, you didn't obey the cops. No, that's not a felony. If you said your dogs are for felons, chasing down felons, somebody not obeying you is not a felony. So that's not a very good reason to unleash a dog. And no defense, y'all, kill the fucking dog. If they gonna weaponize that dog against you, take the dog down. So anyway, I'll tell y'all a little story about why I'm saying that to you. It's an incident when I was a child, and my brother was chased down by a dog that got out of somebody's yard. And my brother was riding his bike home, and he had his baseball bat because they were playing softball. And the dog came a full throttle at my brother. My brother killed the dog. And he didn't get in trouble. They told the owner that dog should not have been outside the yard. And he was a big dog too. So no, you defend, if you got to defend yourself against a dog, I don't care who that dog belonged to. You don't let no dog harm you or your family. And if people can't keep control of their dog, then no, they don't have no right to go somewhere complaining if you had to do what you had to do. But in that instance, my brother did not get in trouble at all. So anyway, back to this. Not all canine officers in Broward wear body cameras. Some of those have turned them off or forgotten to activate them. Yeah, so at the time they're going to unleash a damn dog on you, they all of a sudden got amnesia and don't know what to do. Get out of here. I'm not believing that. That's a deliberate act. That happened 3 times with Fort Lauderdale police officer, Sun Sentinel said. Now they claim we don't have control over who runs, who doesn't run. This is Sergeant Jeff Heinrich, sound like some damn Nazi, don't he? Leader of the K9 unit in Coral Springs Police Department. Of the 60 K9 cops at the agency reviewed, only 1 was black. So they're saying out of everybody that they had to sick K9 on, only 1 was black. Well, I'm not impressive when it says 82% who were bitten were black. So those dogs bit black men more than anyone else. That's the bottom line. Charges of trespassing and resisting police without violence were dropped when he completed his diversification program and paid $2,000 in fines and fees. First of all, why are you sicking dogs on people that are trespassing? That's not a violent crime. You know, these people are full of crap. Pembroke Pine police said they wanted Davis to surrender multiple times. 6 of his friends heeded those warnings and were not bitten that night. Police said that all of the young men wore hoodies. Okay, it's not illegal to wear a hoodie. If it's illegal to wear the hoodies, then why do you have them on the market selling them? I'm getting sick of hearing that too. Oh, you know, those black people had on hoodies. Well, that's not illegal. Show me the law where it's illegal to put a hoodie on. No, you just brought you know what they did? They have weaponized a hoodie against the black community. It is not illegal for you or your family or your children to wear a hoodie. This is what the media in this country has done. This is their doing. Okay, the police said all of the young men wore hoodies and face masks, so officers had no idea of anyone's race. That's a damn lie. I can put a hoodie on and a mask, and you will still be able to see my forehead. You know, there's still parts of my face you would be able to see, and you would clearly see I got dark skin. You would know that I'm a black person. So that's a lie. So if you wear a hoodie no, that's a lie. That's a lie. The bite was the agency only bite for 2019. Yeah, and it just happened to be a black person. Get out of here. Davis said the decision to run from the police was instinctive. We instantly ran. I don't think they should have used dogs, Davis said, now 19. Yeah, we were trespassing. Trespassing is not a violent crime. There should never have been dogs used for trespassing. But see, they're just doing this. They're looking for any excuse to attack a black man. That's really what it's all about at the end of the day. So, but we didn't come to do anything bad. Nearly 2 years after the bite, the area on his knee where the teeth sank in, still numb. So he has no feeling in that part of his leg where the dog bit him. So that's nerve damage right there. Oh, these people ain't no good. They're no good, y'all. These folks ain't no good. You know, it is anything to harm us, anything to kill us, any excuse. Using a K9 for trespassing. No. Okay. And like I said, I can go right now and show you hundreds of videos where white people are not cooperating with the cop and they don't come pulling out no K9. They don't even do it to the mass shooters. They don't do this they don't send the dog out to the men that are molesting kids and raping children and raping women. They don't use those dogs, but a black man trespassing. Okay, let's go get the dog. Are you for real? Thank you, Kevin D, for the super sticker. Wow. I mean, this is unbelievable. No, you know, look, the bottom line is that is just another excuse to harm a black man. And in many cases, now let me just tell y'all this. I have seen multiple videos of a black man down on the ground, handcuffed, his ankles are shackled, and they go get the dogs to bite him. Sometimes they go get more than one dog. I've seen one brother on the ground. This was a video I probably saw like around 2013. He was handcuffed, face down on the ground, and they brought two dogs out and they started gnawing all over him. You know, so no, this is just ridiculous what they do. And it's just straight up lies. So they may have policies in place that say you use dogs on felons, but in reality, they're using those dogs for any excuse on Black people. And you don't have to commit a crime for them to go grab the dogs. And it just gets tiring seeing this crap. I get sick and tired of it. Oh boy. Yeah. I mean, first of all, anytime somebody handcuff you and then shoot you or hit you or something while you're handcuffed, that's a coward anyway. A cowardly move. Mm-hmm. They're enjoying that. Like I said, they enjoy the fact that they got that unfair advantage with the police. You know, the police will come out and pacify them or try not to harm them, but they come out and harm us right away. They like that. They like that. Anton R. Irvin, I have no idea what you're talking about. I did not block you. And YouTube probably blocked you. They have blocked a couple of my people. So don't automatically think somebody blocked you, and especially me. YouTube has a big old bag of tricks that they use all the time. They have blocked my people. They have unsubscribed my people. They have done remove comments that really weren't offensive. Some of my subscribers will write comments that are not offensive or break any of their policies, and they'll erase their comments anyway. So don't make assumptions. Well, yeah, they live to get those kind of jobs, and their whole goal is to come after us. That's really it. They don't want those jobs for no other reason. That's why if you take away the qualified immunity or you stop them from harming us, many of them will want to automatically quit the police force. You're taking away their reason for being there in the first place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have their comments erased. I've heard that multiple times. And I've had people tell me they have been unsubscribed. In fact, I have went over to Queen Amadea's video, one of her videos yesterday, and I thumbs up her video. Do you know the thing did not take until I did it about 4 times? The thumbs up did not appear until I clicked on that sucker about 4 times, and then all of a sudden it registered. So they do all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you know, we get sick of seeing this. We knew they used to use those bloodhounds on slaves, you know, and that is one dog. That is one dog you never see Black people with. They don't, Black folks don't fool with no bloodhound. And that really is the reason, because they weaponized those dogs against us. So it's very rare for you to see a Black man or woman that owns a bloodhound. You don't fool with no bloodhounds. And then you have the civil rights movement, and they heavily use those German shepherds, and they still use the German shepherd a lot as a police dog. But during the civil rights movement, it was the German Shepherd that you saw. So, unfortunately, we're going to see more Black men get bitten up and chewed up by these animals, and they're training them to come after us. This is not a coincidence. Those dogs are being trained to, be able to see who we are, and they know we're the ones they're supposed to attack. They are being trained to do that. But all of a sudden, when they're dealing with their own people, I've seen their own spit on them, slap them, punch them, pull guns out, shoot at them. And I have never seen a K9 come out, not one time. Not one time. So don't tell me, they do this to everybody. Yeah, you know damn well they don't do it to everybody when you're saying it. But just in general, if a dog is coming after you, you defend yourself. You defend yourself. At the end of the day, that is an animal. You are a human being. That animal is not over you. It's the other way around. Always remember that. And like I said, I remember when my brother had to kill one that was coming after him. You do what you got to do when you're dealing with them animals. Yeah, I've seen that too, Jet Black, where they use pictures of Black people as targets at the shooting range. This is, but we got Kamala, Tim Scott, and Joe Biden telling us this is not a racist country. If y'all don't go kiss my ass, for real, kiss my ass. So everybody, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this live stream. I want to thank everybody for being here, and we'll definitely be doing this again as the stories, and they are coming. It seemed like they're coming real fast too. As the stories start coming in, we'll do this again. So please enjoy the rest of your evening, and shalom, family.